This the War Report coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out SmackDowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by Tag Me a Date. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here. No safe space. Now listen in. Time to hear from some of the greats.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the War Report After Dark. Rest in peace, Psycho Sid Vicious. Died at the age of, what did they say? I think 63, which is way too young, of cancer. One of the best big men in the business, and still talked about to this day. So tonight we like to think about our prayers to Sid's family. Another loss in the wrestling business. But welcome everybody to another edition. Guys, what's going on?
What's going on, brother?
I'm rocking Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, we'll get into we'll definitely talk about a little AEW tonight. But yeah, so we're missing a few people. We'll see if they get on at some point. But definitely, as usual, we have a lot to cover. As Eric said, wearing his Daniel Bryan shirt, but Bryan Danielson, you know, and it's funny because they did everything to swerve, because you had Brie and both kids ringside, you had everything just was setting up that Daniel was going to lose, and this was going to be his last, whatever. And he winds up winning the belt in a great match with a great celebration with Brie and the kids in the ring afterwards. But then during the press conference afterwards, he did seemingly announce his retirement. So it looks like he's going to retire on top, and I guess they'll have to do some tournament for a vacated title or whatever they're going to do. But now my question is that the right move? Like, if you knew this was it and he was going to retire, maybe the thought of letting Swerve keep the title? I don't know if that was the right move. What do you guys think?
They had Trish win the women's title as she retired.
True. I'm not saying that it hasn't been done before, but I don't know. I feel like Daniel didn't necessarily have to win the belt because Swerve has been such a strong champion that there was no need to take the title off of Swerve. Now, with that being said, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
Because I guess if there is somebody that deserves to go out on top, let it be Bryan Danielson and say that he was able to hold that belt. I get it. But the other part of me says maybe you should have considered leaving it on Swerve. It would have meant exactly the same in the end, I guess. Kat, what's going on? Welcome back. What do you think?
I am in complete 1,000,000% agreement with you. I'm glad I came in when I did, because I'm in the same boat where I'm happy with Daniel going out on a bang, but I think it was way too soon to take it away from Swerve. He had the momentum going in. He had everything going, and it was too short a title reign for me. I agree 1,000,000%.
And if he's not going to defend it even once, and he's just like, this is it, he's going to come out on Dynamite and retire,
right?
Then
it was pointless.
Right. you know, go ahead, Eric.
I
I know you're jumping.
I had a thought, and mind you, this is before the press conference, right? So this is with that in mind. What led me to believe Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him, what led me to believe he was going to win, and again, before the press conference, was that Nigel came back. And the moment Nigel came back, I'm like, oh, okay, they wouldn't have teased anything if Bryan was going to retire. But then since he probably is, then whatever. But
Okay, wait, I got to stop you. I need somebody to explain because I'm lost. I'm not following what Nigel has to do with Daniel Bryan at all in this situation. What am I missing?
He's been saying shit about Daniel Bryan on commentary for like a long time now.
Okay, well, yeah.
But that's a work. That's different.
Right.
I know that.
I was shocked to see Nigel McGuinness get back in the ring for a solid 45 minutes and looked outstanding, by the way. Like,
amen to that.
Doesn't even look like he ever stopped wrestling.
Right.
I mean,
lost the beat.
no. I mean, it was awesome.
Question.
And a big surprise. Go ahead, Al.
Who
But I
right
kept
now-
hearing rumors that
So who is
you know,
in contention right now? Because I'm not a big AEW follower per se, but who outside of Swerve would you say is in contention for the AEW belt? Who's like the next guy up? Do we have one? Is there a clear
It
cut
should
guy?
still be Swerve. Sorry.
So why doesn't Swerve win this tournament back and
Well,
no
and-
harm, no foul?
It's well, so there's two things. So one, you're right. I'm assuming he would enter in whatever tournament there's going to be, you know, to get the title back, of course. But then you will have some people that will say, well, if you were just going to give it back to him anyway, then why the fuck did you do it in the first place? Now, obviously, you can make a case for because this was Daniel Bryan's, you know, write-off, whatever. I don't know. I just... but yes, in theory, yeah, of course he's going to be in the tournament. But who else? I mean, listen, I could see MJF is still always a contender, even though he just lost, but it was a great match with Ospreay.
Yes.
I would say Ospreay, but he just won the international championship, right? That's what. And can we just talk about MJF's entrance?
Oh my God.
Was everything I could have imagined and more. Coming out like Apollo Creed from Rocky.
I knew it.
Dude, it was so great. And then the huge American flag that drops down in the ring and the confetti and the pyro. And it was just absolutely fantastic. I mean, just such a dick heel move, and it was awesome.
It was brilliant.
So is he back to being a heel, or is he a heel
Oh,
only
hell
outside
yeah.
of the U.S.?
He is back to being the MJF that we all know and love.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He is
What?
full-blown
What?
asshole.
The pop
What was the
as if
turn?
he
Against
was a
Ospreay?
face.
But that was always with MJF, and that's what's awesome.
Yep.
What was that, Al?
What was when did he become a full blown heel again? Was this in between the
When he made his
Ospreay
return.
When he
When
made
he
his
made his
return,
return.
he beat the shit out of what is it? Daniel Garcia? Was it Daniel Garcia or?
Which, speaking of which, made his big return, which ultimately distracted and cost MJF his match. So now they're gonna build that. Daniel Garcia looked great, so it's that's gonna be.
Isn't he like an ROH tag team champ or something like that? Daniel Garcia or no?
I don't think so.
I don't
Oh
think
no,
so.
that's the other Garcia, the one with Jericho.
That's Sammy
I think.
Guevara.
Vergara, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm mixing my Spanish guys up.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing the chairman ain't here to yell at you.
Sammy's the one with the punchable face.
Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May
What a
was fantastic. The build has been, you know, AEW always gets shit on for their lack of build and story and this and that, but they've done this story right. The build was great and the match was great, and Mariah May beat Tony Storm. And even afterwards, watching Tony leave and walk out and the dramatics and like it just everything was great. That was a great match. See, that's the thing with AEW, especially when it comes to the big shows. Every match delivers.
Right.
There is one match, however, that a lot of people are talking about not being as good of a match as people anticipated, and that was Mercedes Moné versus Dr. Britt Baker.
Horrible.
I honestly didn't think it was that terrible. I mean, it wasn't great. And I listen, it's very hard to be the match that follows MJF Ospreay.
Granted.
Like, it's a horrible place to be because the crowd's exhausted at that point because that they gave a hometown hero, victory celebration to Ospreay. And then you had this match, and it just seemed like the crowd was very much out of it. They weren't working the best together.
I was gonna say, I don't think it was even the crowd, just because because the responses they got coming out were actually decent. They were good responses for being exhausted. You're right, they were shot, but they were still good responses. It just, the timing was off the whole time, and I hate to say that about Britt Baker because I adore her, but it didn't work at all.
Not everyone has chemistry with each other either.
That's true too. And and you know what the reality is, when you have those two together, the expectations are extremely high.
Exactly. I'm not saying it was either one of their faults or anything like that. It just didn't, you would have expected it to work. And I think that was the problem. The expectation was so high because of the caliber that they both could perform at.
Yeah. Well, it's like any of the Undertaker versus Rock matches, I didn't think were that good at all. They didn't have good chemistry together for some reason.
Which matches? Undertaker Rock?
Yeah.
What are you smoking?
I don't know if I agree with that at all.
I thought I was missing something. I'm thinking I thought they put on great matches.
Oh, geez, Louise, get out of here. Go.
I'm pretty surprised by that. I don't agree with that. But to each their own. But that's
I mean, given we haven't really watched any of those matches in a long time either.
I mean, that's true, too.
Probably one of the biggest critique of Undertaker matches with how long it takes him to get in and out of the ring and some of the stuff he does. And I, to my knowledge right now, cannot recall a Rock Undertaker match that was bad.
I'm not saying they were, terrible by any means. Just they didn't gel as well as they should have, in my opinion.
I feel like I want to go back and watch some of the matches.
I know, I'm going to have to be...
It hasn't been a while. I mean...
It's 10 o'clock.
The beauty of Peacock, you can go right to the network.
That did not just sound good. You just say
it. There was one in 99.
It's all about that Peacock.
It's all about the Peacock. Oh my God.
The Jewish Peacock.
Shalom. So now we got Darby Allin, Jack Perry. Shorter than I expected it to be. I thought it was good. But the biggest shock of all was Sting showing up to save Darby Allin, which was awesome. But all I could do is laugh and be like, wow, he really couldn't stay away that long. But...
Wasn't he retired?
He just retired. They did a whole retirement for him.
But he didn't do anything really, so it's okay.
He did his signature.
He did.
Right, but that doesn't mean that he's going to wrestle.
He said he was done. He was retiring from wrestling. He didn't say he was retiring from.
I mean, right. The Undertaker did chokeslam The Rock, and he is retired. So
that's true. Well, listen, and don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at it. It was great to see Sting. I wasn't expecting it, so it was a nice surprise. I was like, damn, he made the trip to London. I was like, that's pretty cool. So that was a nice surprise. FTR, Young Bucks, and the Acclaimed, I thought was awesome.
Amazing.
So well done. So well done. Ended the way I thought it would, but so well done. Some really great spots in that match.
Young Bucks kept the title?
Yeah. Young Bucks won the match. Oh, right. There was the House of Black and Pac, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, Bang Gang, and Patriarchy. That match was awesome also. A clusterfuck, but that was a great match.
New champs.
New champs. I was glad to see Pac and all them win, so that was nice. I did not see the pre-show, but I know that there were a couple matches on the pre-show. I assume they were good, but I didn't see them. I know Willow and Statlander and Stokely and somebody else were wrestling. I'm assuming it was good. But
it was, yeah. I got stuck watching the I didn't say stuck, but Alex made me watch literally all day.
But all in all, another great AEW pay-per-view. And it got you excited to watch Dynamite this week to see, what the fallout's going to be. You know, especially with Daniel Bryan, if he is officially retiring, I would only imagine that's how they're going to open the show.
Correct.
So it'll be cool to see what they do. And if they announce whatever tournament or whatever they're going to do.
Did we talk about Chris Jericho and Fozzy performing again, or did we not do that yet?
Oh, no, we didn't talk about that. That's right. Jericho versus Hook, right?
Yep.
And Jericho played himself out to the ring again with Fozzy.
That was a solid match. Everyone that keeps ranking on Chris Jericho, saying like, Chris Jericho needs to retire, I'm still not seeing where he needs to. Like, he's getting slower, but he's still good out there.
I thought the match was great, and I liked seeing Taz get involved in the end too, which was nice to see.
Was that for the FTW title still?
It was.
Yes.
And who won? Who won over, Hook or Chris? Hook?
Yep. Hook beat Jericho.
The way it should have been.
This is
The way
his
that it's
third
been
reign
written.
with it? I think this is his third reign with the belt now.
Yes.
Hook?
Correct. But the way
So are
the
they
way
gonna
the
keep
storyline
Hook
was
a
written, that's the way it belonged. Yep.
Are they going to keep him an FTW champion forever, or are they going to ever make this kid go up from there?
Oh, he's going to move up eventually.
No, I think they have plans for him in the future.
Okay.
He's that good to,
I think they're going to do whatever they can to make him happy because I know for a fact WWE has interest in him. So they're not going to want to lose him to WWE, although I think Hook would get lost in the sauce in WWE personally.
Speaking about lost in the sauce, it took Ricochet 32 seconds to get lost in the AEW sauce. A whole 32 seconds. Like, not longer than that.
His debut was cool, though. It
was.
It was, and he looked great.
The spot they gave him was excellent. Yep.
He got a huge ovation. Because even though everyone knew that he signed, nobody thought that necessarily his debut was going to be in London. So that was very cool. Yep. He got a great response, and he had a good spot. I mean, like I said, overall, it was a home run show.
Wait, what city was the debut in?
He debuted in London.
In London?
Ricochet, he just debuted in the gauntlet match.
That was for Steve. That was a Friends reference. In London.
Yeah, London.
In London.
I am so ashamed that I didn't catch that right away.
I never watched Friends, so I guess why I missed it.
What?
I have no desire to watch Friends.
I love Friends.
I have never watched a single episode of Friends a day in my life. Or Seinfeld.
What? That's even crazier. I was about to say you're a Seinfeld fan, right?
Nope. I skipped to Will and Grace. Nope.
I'm speechless.
I don't know
boy, y'all mind even more. Me being the movie buff I am, I've never watched Top Gun either.
Damn. What?
I know, he's gonna put "sit down, bitch." I see what you're about to hit there, Steve. I see what you're about to click.
Shut your damn mouth.
Thank you. White hole. Nope. Never. Nope.
Wow.
I have done the impossible. I have shut Steve up.
I don't even know what to say.
But
yeah, that's pretty
in regards to Ricochet, though, the money matches him and Ospreay.
Well, of course. But again,
but there's so many that
he's not going to go over Ospreay. As hot as Ospreay is right now, it's just Ricochet taking another L.
He's
and
right.
that should be where the story
and
goes.
Ospreay really needed that win too.
Oh, of course.
He
Especially
had to
over
win
a guy
that
like
match.
MJF, he had to win at home. Had to.
Yeah, absolutely. But they did perfect with Ricochet though. He showed up, he wrestled, he didn't have to talk, so it was perfect. He let the ring do the work. There was no interview, there was no promo, nothing. It was just straight Ricochet.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it because the next time you see him, I'm sure he's cutting a promo.
Nah, beggars can't be choosers.
Put him in a stable with Swerve and had Prince Nana talk for him.
Now that's not bad.
Great. I love that.
Anything Prince Nana, I'm sold.
He's great. I love him.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, but we've been saying this for years that Ricochet, to make Ricochet it is for him to just have a mouthpiece. So that's actually a brilliant idea.
Yeah?
It happens sometimes.
Anybody else have anything else they want to add about AEW's All In?
I think that took care
I think everything was covered.
Good. So then I want to jump in.
I haven't heard any. Christian didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Christian.
What did Christian do?
So Christian lost the ladder match that he was in, but then later on entered himself in the invitation, and Luchasaurus helped him win the match. So he is now number one contender for the title.
Yeah.
The AEW title?
Which means they're well, then that makes sense. So now they're going to probably do Swerve versus Christian feud, and the winner will get the AEW title match, maybe.
Or the match that we were talking about with Ricochet and Nigel McGuinness and everything, Christian put himself in that match to win.
I mean, how Christian would this be if they just gift him the title and made people hate him that much more? Well, I'm the number one contender. I don't have a contender, so it's my title now.
That would actually be awesome.
That would be amazing. Actually, I love that.
People would hate him.
Kind of like the way he won the belt from Orton years ago with the the DQ thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was such bullshit, but Christian ended up being a bastard for doing that. It was awesome.
That was definitely good.
Christian's an asshole. Christian gets Dom heat in AEW.
Yes. Yes.
Which is great.
My favorite heel.
for every right reason. All right. Well, I want to jump right back into Monday Night Raw, because Monday Night Raw is pretty fresh. And I want to dive right into the main event, and we'll go backwards. Because there were a number of things that we needed to cover from Raw, but the whole show was anticipation of getting to see Uncle Howdy's debut, because to a lot of people, there was a lot on the line for this match.
Yep.
Because if Howdy wasn't believable in the ring, then this whole thing is shit. And I gotta tell you, he looked great.
He exceeded my expectations. He did.
I think he exceeded everyone's expectations.
Oh my god! And the imitation of doing the slow dancing thing, like he had done it with John Cena, was freaking brilliant.
I mean, everything about it was great. I think Chad Gable was the right choice, because Gable's so good.
And Gable rocking the full Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was fantastic.
That was a classic story written match from start to finish.
And I'm very happy to see that this has a lot of great potential to continue to be something special and great. So that was great.
I hope this shuts up some of the haters, because they've been doing great. I thought almost everything with the Wyatt Six.
Great. They haven't fucked it up yet, which is awesome.
Yep, but this finally solidifies that Uncle Howdy is not the same as Believe. And everyone that said years ago, this is his character, this has nothing to do with what talent this kid has. It's two separate things. His talent, I'm not going to put him as high as Bray, because no one will ever be as a genius as what Wyndham Rotunda did, but he's pretty damn close, because that was genius. And that video package prior to the match was also fantastic.
Oh my god! He did the tribute to
well, it looks like he's going to do that in every match now.
And I'm all here for it.
Absolutely, it was great. I'm
gonna give one critique. I'm sorry, and
go for it,
because everything's been positive so far. I would have loved to seen him be a little bit more dominant. To be the character of Howie, Wyatt Sick. Like, we've been talking for weeks and weeks how at a point it got a little stagnant for the fact that they weren't kicking enough ass. Like, I really wanted Uncle Howdy to go in there and just destroy this guy.
I got to be honest. That is one thing that I said to myself while I was watching, was that Gable's getting a lot more offensive than I thought he would. But I think it was also a good move, because you don't want Gable to look weak either.
Right. I think, and the redemption as the turnaround when the spark clicked in him, it just made it that much better.
I think that was why that happened, because they didn't want to make Gable look too bad.
Right.
Yeah,
been
you
on the
shouldn't
losing
squash
end.
Chad Gable after all the work he's put in the last year and a half.
But I definitely said the same thing. That was one thing that I noticed too. So, but I think that's probably a fair reason why.
But like
Um,
for instance, right now, like I believe I believe there's a problem that WWE, and again, this is outside looking in, and the story's already been made, and it's easy to critique when it's done. But I feel like there was two stories they could have flip flop wrestlers around, and it could have looked a lot better for both sides, right? If Chad Gable would have beefed with New Day and beat the shit out of them with a new group, and you would have had what's his face with the Arthur, what the hell's their name? The
Oh,
two
Final
twins,
Testament. That's what I said. I thought
Final
they originally should
Testament,
have
and
taken on the Final Testament.
let
Yep.
Final Testament get their ass beat by Howdy and these boys. I think it would have looked better, and both teams would have eclipsed to the top, looking real strong. And maybe down the line, you would have had a battle amongst those two. But like, look, at this point, I don't think Chad Gable could do any bad. Chad Gable's a good enough wrestler that, for me, he's at that point that yeah, he loses. I don't think it bothers him. Look how many times he lost to Gunther, and
He's great.
and
He'll bounce back. No
he'll
problem.
bounce back. That's why, like for me, I just needed him to beat the living crap out of him, like just like literally beat the crap out of him. That's like again, it was a great match. Don't get me wrong; they told a great story, but based on what you've been building up to me with this YX6 group, and we've been waiting for this guy to get on the ring and just destroy shit. It was a good match, but I think it could have been a little bit more dominant from their side.
I can't necessarily argue that because again, I started to think kind of similar during the match. I want to shift now because there was another great moment on Raw. A great moment. And I absolutely love everything that they are doing with Big Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
And I was very much looking forward to him versus Braun, and what a match. They wrestled a great match, then the fight to the back, and then the spot on the car where the fucking windows blew out.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic storytelling. Fantastic. Autumn can stand there and shake her head all she wants. That was a great spot. Bronson Reed is the man.
I hate Bronson Reed with every bone in my body. I would love to see him get run over by.
You're supposed to. It's working.
He's doing his job.
He's doing his job. He's doing his
I know,
job.
but I miss Bronson Reed from NXT. That, you don't understand how.
Can you not slap my chair that you don't slap the crap out of me?
I'm sorry. I
Thank
love
you.
But Bronson Reed in NXT is a completely different person from Bronson Reed.
Duh.
But it makes me mad because that's the Bronson Reed I like. I don't like this Bronson Reed. Oh, and also the voice does not match the body or face whatsoever. He's this Australian dude, but he looks like an angry British man.
He looks Samoan to me, honestly.
No,
he looks when he's like this. He looks like an angry Britishman. He looks like he's one of the troops in Hamilton.
Oh my god.
Thank you. I had to go. Yes.
Feel better now?
Have you missed the last couple of weeks, guys?
Yes, we did.
I know New Zealand is different than Australia, but I was going to say that in New Zealand, there's a lot of dudes that look like Bronson Reed that sound like softer than they would appear. And it's hilarious, but it's, that's the way it is.
Some things will never change.
That's true. But I love what they're doing. They're making him so dominant.
I feel like they need to have him splash someone that's so beloved that'll really get some healing.
He did it with R-Truth.
He just killed Seth Rollins.
He killed R-Truth, man.
But with Rollins, the fans were chanting one more time.
They weren't doing that when they did it to Truth.
That's because how gravitating that tsunami from a 350-pound man from the top rope 6 times in a row, that's what it does to you. It creates nostalgia. We want to see it. It's like, holy shit, did he really do that?
It's
let's
watching
do it again.
And get smashed again by Earthquake.
If he did this to Jey Uso, man, that would get some heat.
Yeah, but look. I need my man Jey Uso to be left alone and get a goddamn singles title or join the bloodline. I'm tired of him getting stepped over.
He's pointing Damian Priest and Rhea.
So do you agree with Rikishi saying that his son needs to, get booked better?
Yes.
I mean, if the end all and be all plan is for him to go back to his original bloodline, then I'm fine with it. But if you're
Right.
not gonna do that, then give my man a belt because I'm really upset. Like he's
See,
in
but
this
that's the
IC
thing.
tournament, right?
And
Isn't he
right,
in the IC tournament?
he won
He's
the
not
match.
gonna win that.
Of course he's not going to win, and that's the part that bothers me because
Right.
Braun Breaker's keeping the belt.
I almost
Absolutely.
So
it
no
makes
matter
me
who
feel
wins
like-
this tournament, it doesn't matter because
Yeah,
Braun's retaining.
That's what I was thinking.
So now you're going to have Jay lose again.
Well,
So if he's not put with the bloodline, then I'm really going to be annoyed.
so what if the reason he
I'm annoyed,
loses is
annoyed.
because one of the new bloodline members makes him lose the belt? Now we got something going.
No.
And then
Now
you
we
got
cooking.
something.
Then
Because now he's got a reason to get back at them.
Yeah.
I smell it.
That's
I
not
smell
bad.
it.
But then we would have to have someone from the SmackDown invade Raw for that to happen.
I'm okay with an invasion.
I'm just saying.
It's not like we haven't seen that story before. They usually never held on for this long, staying in each brand.
Yeah, I know. So a refurbish of a refurbish. I got you.
You know, I will say this since we mentioned it. I just want to go on notice that this is the longest we've actually gone where they've actually pretty much stayed true to the brands.
Yeah. With
It's amazing when
Randy
Vince
Orton.
isn't there.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Definitely.
but and then of course we had more developments with the Judgment Day. This new
Terror
Judgment Day and the Terror Twins.
Fucking love
I do love everything they're doing, and another outstanding promo with Dominic not being able to say anything because the crowd was just overwhelmingly shitting on him. We have Dario the Hungry from YouTube. Howdy, what's up, brother? Thanks for checking in. Tara, I see your comments just started popping up. Very strange with the comments today, but welcome to the show. But yeah, I love what they're doing with this whole Judgment Day thing. Do the Terror Twins go over in Berlin?
Because honestly, to me, Rhea and Damian look like they could beat all of them by themselves.
See, I have a weird theory, but then again, that wouldn't be me if I didn't. I don't know if they're gonna win at Bash in Berlin, but for some reason, I feel like that we're getting Rhea and Damian taking on Finn and JD, and that we're gonna have our first ever female tag team champion with a guy, like intergender tag team championship. Don't ask me why, but she's kicking the shit out of more of the guys in the Judgment Day than she is Liv.
I mean, China was an Intercontinental Champion, so why not Rhea?
I know, that's what I'm saying. But I'm like, they're trying to pair them up like they are an actual tag team with each other. So it's the only
or just stablemates and best friends that are looking out for each other. I don't know that I would actually say that they're making them a tag team outside of this mixed tag. Like I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're so like.
But Liv ain't putting her hands on Damian at all or anything like that. Rhea's coming out there like the two of them came out there together to go kick the shit out of everybody every week.
Right, but
She is bigger than all of them.
Well, and not only that,
Yeah.
like this was her Judgment Day. Like she has a bone to pick with all of them. Of course, she's going after them all. But I think after this Judgment Day thing is over, I don't see them being an official tag team and having a tag team title run.
But what better redemption to end the Judgment Day than the two of them taking the tag team titles away from the two of them?
Perhaps, but isn't the end
I don't
goal
see
to
it.
get Rhea the women's title back?
Right.
She doesn't need to prove anything with that anymore. She already said, you haven't taken everything from me. All you are is a discount Rhea Ripley. She wants to destroy Liv. She doesn't give not the belts or whatever. Like I said, I could be wrong. It's happened before, but
I don't know. I don't see that happening, but we'll see. I mean, you never say never. Anything could happen.
this is the WWE. That is true.
And those tag titles are kind of stale because of this
Mike
this
Roscoe?
It
angle.
was not Dave Roscoe. That was your dad's cell phone that started playing ESPN.
Jeez, Louise.
That's very funny. I believe David Roscoe's in Bible study today.
No, but you hear the da-da-da-da-da. She's like,
That's
wait,
very
she's
funny.
looking at the computer. I was like, no, that was your dad's cell phone.
Damage Control versus PFC. I'm not even going to say their full stupid fucking name.
Tony Stark, I love Tony Stark.
gonna get me kicked off the show.
With all love, Steve, Zoe Stark has improved so much.
You want to know what the best part of that match was?
She's
Steve,
not
Zoe Stark getting
lying.
her ass kicked,
Not only did they lose, but she's the one that took the pin.
but also,
What did you just say, Al?
I have to agree. Zoe Stark has been looking a lot better in the ring.
yes, thank you. That's why he's my twin. We have the same birthday. We agree like 90% of the time.
You do realize if Steve is allowed to vote in your election, you just lost his vote.
He's truly not, thank God. But I'm not lying, bro. Like, if you look at her 6 months ago and now, like, she's doing a lot better job.
Anything I have ever
She's doing
said.
a lot better job.
That is worse than any prank
Listen.
I have pulled.
Listen,
Al, you have joined the dark side.
listen. If you look at her from like when she was in NXT to now, the growth.
He doesn't want to look at her, period.
I could just pull up the edits I made again.
No, God, it's twice in one night that Steve is completely dumbfounded. I think it looks like he looks like his computer froze. That's how dumbfounded.
Listen, I think Zoe Stark is, in my opinion, she's no longer the female Goldberg.
Nothing to do with this, Steve.
She's no longer the female Goldberg.
I have behaved this evening.
She's doing something for me now. Not like that. I like her.
This might be some of the dumbest fucking shit I have heard in a very long time.
I said it's not.
There is nothing good about shit-stained Starks. There never has, there never will be.
You guys are more in trouble than when I started doing jingles on the air.
I feel like I'm on drugs.
Drugs.
Like, in what planet did Zoe Starks become? I mean,
Darby.
where the fuck's Eva Marie while we're at it? Why not just
Oh,
fucking
God.
bring Eva Marie back?
There's no way you're comparing her to Eva Marie.
Want to bet?
Eva Marie might be the worst thing. Eva Marie is like Toa Loa, whatever the fuck his name is. A real bad one. That's how bad she wrestles. That guy's horrible, bro.
Steve, this is drugs. This is your brain on drugs.
Any questions?
No, get out of here.
I remember when Johnny Depp used to do that commercial.
Yep.
Drew McIntyre promo was good.
I hate Drew McIntyre.
CM Punk coming out from under the ring to attack him. Go
I
ahead,
want to
Eric.
know if anyone picked this up. Drew's subtle nod to Sid with the outfit.
With the outfit, yep.
Jeans, the leather vest.
Mm-hmm.
That's all Sid.
Yep, and he did this
I didn't
one,
pick
and he
up
did
on
this
that.
one too.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
I didn't either.
Yep.
I
Well, he was like he was
noticed
getting
that
ready to do the
immediately.
like if he was going to do the power bomb, he did that when he came out. Yep.
Who?
Drew McIntyre.
Asked. Anyways.
Randy Orton cut another great promo as usual.
He's a genius.
Very heartfelt one, which was great.
Oh, man, I'm just so mad he's not going to get the strap. Jesus.
Yeah, he's definitely not winning.
Yeah, he's not winning.
I mean, definitely not winning. So overall, it was a great Raw. They just keep hitting on all cylinders. I can't complain, and they booked it well. Like, it kept you interested. There was something every hour that just kept you invested in the show, which is great. SmackDown last week. In a very surprising move, Solo stripped Jacob of his tag title, gave it to the other Tonga, and because he can't be a champion when he's the right-hand man. Is it me, or did Jacob not embrace Solo the way Solo embraced him? And is this somewhat teasing what I've been saying now for weeks, that maybe Jacob is actually going to go with Roman Reigns?
Yep. Jacob is the most loved one on this new bloodline. And
Yeah,
he's-
but he's the guy. I feel he is Bloodline 2.0. If you take that from him, what's left to Roman to beat up on? Like, I think the Bloodline 2.0 needs him more than the original OTC Bloodline. That's in my opinion.
But the rumors that have been going on is that Zilla is going to be joining Solo's bloodline, not Roman's bloodline. So I think if they put Zilla Fatu on there, then moving Jacob over to Roman will have the same impact.
But then wouldn't you still be one over? Because isn't the original plan the original bloodline, and that's 4 of them, including Sammy?
Don't think so anymore because now they've been talking about a bloodline civil war and everything with only members of the bloodlines.
Not included.
I have not heard that, and that's horseshit, and I will not get behind this if Sami Zayn or Honorarius is not involved.
There is no way this cannot finish with Sami Zayn
No,
becoming from an honorary Uso to a real Uso. Like this is.
It will
like
not
the
be
cherry
very
on top.
Usi without
Yeah,
our
I
honorary Us.
agree, but I'm just saying they have not done anything to make that happen yet. But I'm saying, but like, you know, 2 more Anoys and Fatus or whatever have been signed in the last 2 months besides Jacob's contract. So that's what I'm saying. They're bringing in more members of the family.
Honestly,
They signed Zillow.
You can bring more people in on the family, and you can still include our honorary Us.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm just saying that's. I don't know if that's what they're going to definitely do yet or not. So I would agree that that's the way I want to see it too.
They have not signed Zilla. They signed Jimmy and Jay's other brother.
Yeah.
Not Zilla.
But they signed Takalani too.
Yeah, but they did not sign Zilla yet. Zilla's still at the independent circuit.
Zilla's the only one that hasn't been signed yet. But they said they signed the other brother and they signed
The Tecco guy. That guy.
Takalani. Yeah, I know.
The technology dude.
No, it's not technology. Oh my god.
I can't pronounce it. I call him technology.
Sorry. See what you get to look forward to when your daughter gets older, Steve?
I can't tell you how excited I am.
Oh, I love you too, Steve.
But yeah, so we'll see. But I still you can't do this without Sami Zayn. At this point, he's family. He's a part of the OG regime, if you will. And they better include his ass.
I agree. That's what I definitely want to see. You're 1,000,000% right on that.
Hey, look who it is.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's up, brother? How are you?
What's up,
Not
Vincenzo?
much. I just got out of a writers meeting for that TV pilot I'm working on. But how's everybody doing?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm awesome. What is the topic of conversation that I have come upon just now?
Zoe Stark is the best wrestler in the Raw roster. That's what we all agreed upon a few minutes ago. Or
I
SmackDown,
didn't
whichever.
agree to shit. I've been good this week.
Me
I
and
didn't
Al,
agree.
Al and I have come to the agreement that Zoe Stark is
bitch!
I
Oh my word!
don't shut up, I grow up, and when I look at you, I throw up.
Oh, that wasn't to Autumn. That was to Al talking about shit-stained
Okay.
Starks.
I was the one
We
talking.
would never call a teenager.
A bitch?
Yeah. So
Although Vince, Steve did say earlier, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Oh,
there was 2 times
fantastic.
tonight where he was completely dumbfounded that he couldn't even talk.
Oh, spoil it for me. What are the topics of conversation?
Well, one was had to
What-
do about them just talking about how great Zoe Stark was, and the other one was that he found out I've never watched an episode of Friends.
We're signed.
Okay. So let's back
Wow.
up a little bit. I didn't say she was great. I said from 6 months ago, she has improved very much. That's what I said. Not great.
Zoe Stark is better than Dana Brooke.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Better than Eva Marie. Better than Cameron.
You were gonna get me kicked off the show, and I am not even saying anything.
Well, get me banned from the group, not you.
Vince, you did miss our AEW talk. We did open the show with a little Sid action, and then we talked about All In, and we then went to Raw, and now we're talking about SmackDown and the Bloodline.
oh, cool, yeah. Fucking All In was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, watch it. But yeah, let's talk some Bloodline.
Yeah, AEW was fantastic as usual. Fantastic show. So yeah, we're talking about Bloodline and how Sami Zayn better be included as an honorary Us.
100%. He's got to be. I mean, it only makes sense, especially with Roman turning back babyface and potentially getting the Usos back as a If we're doing a full babyface original bloodline, Sammy has to be in there.
Has to be.
You know what? And also, they need to address the elephant in the room, which is the last time Jay and Jimmy were face to face, they were enemies. So they got to kind of do that remedy of the brothers getting back together too. That's another thing to add to that.
But if there's one person that can bring the brothers back together, it's our
Probably
honorary
Yes.
Uso,
Yep.
Sami
Exactly.
Zayn.
Or
Sami
Sami
Zayn,
Zayn, absolutely.
Maybe even Wiseman.
Yeah, and that could be all part of it. Is like trying to get. How do you get these guys back together? They fought each other at WrestleMania. They don't like each other. Blah blah blah. They had all this interpersonal drama. How do you get them all on the same page? Maybe it is Sammy. Maybe it's somebody like Paul Heyman coming back and like, pouring his heart out to these guys and be like, look at what they did to me and how badly they treated me. We need
can't
to
be Usi
stop.
without you.
Well, just keep
Right,
in
yeah.
mind, man, blood is thicker than water. So if I'm seeing my twin brother getting his ass beat
Exactly.
by two other Samoans,
Right.
it's not going to take much, and we don't got to say much to one another to just say, hey, I'm going to
That's
come
what I'm
save
thinking
you.
too.
Then you hug it out in the middle of the ring, and you
But
don't
you're
have to say
right, though,
much.
Steve. Sammy is that link between the two.
Yep.
Because he was close to both of them at one point,
Yeah.
or another.
He was the missing piece the whole time.
He always made them laugh too, which I loved. He made them break all the time.
Oh, great character. Oh my God. Those are the funniest videos to watch.
Sami Zayn gave more life to the bloodline thing. Like it extended the bloodline storyline by like 6 or 8 months just by adding him in there.
100%.
He was the Steve Urkel. He was supposed to
Yes.
have 1 to 2 episodes, and he ended up taking over the whole damn thing.
Right.
Yeah, he was with them for almost a year.
Yep.
Oh, it was so good.
It was brilliant.
It really was.
I mean, if you really think about it, for me at least, the best storyline in the whole bloodline conundrum that we've had, even till now, is when Sammy hit Roman with that chair on his back. That it
Yep.
just stopped the world. To this day, it's the dopest segment in bloodline history.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true.
Yep. And then it set up for that huge pop that he had in Canada for that match.
Mm-hmm.
That was the big tidal wave for him of just like, yep, we've been behind you for the last year, but now we're really freaking behind you.
I also liked what they did before, way before that, where they really solidified Sammy as in the bloodline. It was War Games.
Yeah.
What he did to Kevin Owens, like that sealed the deal, But there was still a little mistrust, which was, from the beginning, which was awesome.
I'm gonna rip that shirt off, and I'm gonna straight up make him an honorary Uso.
Hi, Steve Blackman.
Get out of here.
He's more talented than I am. I can't do karate.
Oh my God! No,
WWE brought to you by Karate Fighters.
he just closed
Alex
the door.
just said Steve and Zoe sitting in a tree.
as he closed the door.
I didn't have anything to do with this. I am an innocent bystander.
You just made the list.
Let me set the record straight that I have not said anything positive about Zoe Stark.
Eric is
I
saying the
haven't
fuck out of
either.
it. That's great.
I haven't even said a word about it. Just everyone in my freaking house is doing it, man. I'm guilty by association.
Innocent until proven guilty. Oh,
It's
okay.
disgusting.
It's okay.
We have something that unprecedented that could happen. And this is regarding NXT, and I say this because a TNA employee, Joe Hendry, could potentially win a WWE championship.
Say his name and he appears.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause we love him in London, Paris, Tokyo, America, Scotland, and Canada, and Mexico. Say, I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh my God.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
No idea who he was.
Oh, he doesn't. Eric gave you the feeling. That's yeah.
Wave your hands from side to side and say,
I trust that song. No, it definitely plays. We're not letting it.
Joe Hendry is so prestigious. Wave your hands.
He doesn't actually win, though, does he?
I don't know. Well, that's what's intriguing about it, though.
I mean, I would be so okay with it, but
Yeah.
Steve, check the comments.
oh,
Please,
do I
please,
want to?
please.
And then then there's
Oh my God, Justin from the
oh
heavens.
my God.
That was not me.
That was not you. I did it for The Rock.
I did it for the people.
I did it for The Rock.
Yeah, shut up, you thong-wearing fatty. What a great promo that was.
Oh my God.
Alex,
Oh my god, that was funny.
I would totally be so happy if Joe Hendry won the title.
I would. You got it. Though. That was funny of Justin.
Joe Hendry is the most prestigious wrestler in the whole wide world. I love him with my whole heart, and also I would do anything for him. And if he won the NXT title, I think I would grovel on my hands and knees for him because I love
Are you
him so
smoking
much.
crack?
I don't even know.
Wow.
I don't even know.
You
that-
smoke crack, don't you?
But then the other thing is,
Have you been like, going through like their stashes or something, man? That's what I just.
I
the
don't know where
moment,
to live. How would I be able to do that?
and Autumn, you'll like this. The moment that Jordan Grace's TNA contract is over, she's definitely coming to WWE.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, there's no question about
Absolutely.
that.
I love her too.
And also,
Oh, speaking of which,
cool, and what's kind of cool is
Okay,
you also
now,
got Stu.
okay, Steve, that was hilarious that she said Joe Hendry's on TV and you just did the head bob and turned around. Turn that down.
Oh, that's great.
That was actually
Can't make that shit up.
You see my TV? It's got
I did.
NXT on, so I saw.
right, but you just like totally when you said Joe Hendry, you just did one of these. So that was like freaking genius timing there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was freaking perfect. I can't.
Can we just talk about how bad Jade Cargill is in the ring for a minute?
Actually, I can't agree. I think she's gotten worlds better, to be honest with you. The last match she did was the best one I've seen her do.
Oh, you mean with Naomi and yeah, that match on Friday was good. That I will agree to.
She looked good in that match.
Steve, I have a question. Are
And the fact
Jade
that they're all
and-
wearing Simone
and
Biles
Bianca winning
outfits
the
was
belts back?
really dope.
What?
Are Jade and Bianca winning the belts back?
No.
I don't think so.
Hell no. Bianca's gonna go heel. And she's gonna join.
Bianca's not the one going heel.
I want Bianca to go heel so bad.
It's gonna be Jade that's going.
Jade will be the one that goes heel, and I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
My thing is though, I agree with that because that's a WrestleMania caliber match.
I don't see this getting dragged out till Mania. I think the turn is going to happen
Dragged all the way out till Mania. That's way too
unless it really starts in the Women's Rumble and Jade eliminates Bianca or
Look,
something that starts that to happen.
I'd even started at Survivor Series, like let's say the whole Marty Jannetty,
The
Shawn
mega
Michaels
bitches
riff.
explode.
I went like that, and then
Bitches.
and then they have a misunderstanding in the Rumble, and then it all like Savage and Hogan, and then
As I said, the mega bitches explode instead of the mega powers.
the mega bitches.
What? Dad?
That's funny. All right, well, we are getting to the top of the hour. Anyone have anything to add from any of the three shows before we take it home?
Don't you dare.
I love Joe Hendry.
Any last minute favorite Sid moments?
And he left
my favorite Sid moment of all time is when he turned on Hogan and became Psycho Sid.
Ooh.
Even though at that Rumble they were booing Hogan and cheering Sid, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
I think I actually have to go the barber shop when he said he was going to smash up Brutus Beefcake's face. And he went crazy just before WrestleMania 8.
For me, it's his title win over Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series.
For me, it's when he wrestled Heath Slater, because that's the only moment I actually have.
No, I do enjoy that.
That's the only recollection I have of him.
Recollection.
Oh, that was great.
That was good, though.
I recognize that I'm twice the man that you are. And I'm
half the brain that you do.
I have half the brain that you do.
Wasn't it him that he pulled off like the leg of like Mad Dog Vachon or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was
Shawn Michaels. It was on your DVD. It was on your DVD.
He literally pulled off the.
That was Good Friends, Better Enemies.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
there's the SummerSlam where like the Ultimate Warrior like no longer has a job because Vince McMahon fired him, so he has to come back out and do the pose down.
Sid did the pose down instead.
Yeah, because the Ultimate Warrior ran backstage and Vince McMahon handed him a letter. Yeah, hey, by the way, you're fired.
It also makes you wonder what would have happened if he wasn't sidelined with that injury leading into Survivor Series.
Yep.
Dude, even Sid during like the bad years of WCW.
We're live, pal.
He was so. Remember when Goldberg, somebody crushed up Sid's car and he came out the parking lot? Yeah. Why me, Goldberg?
Yep.
Oh, I fucking loved that. Sid was the best. I only ever met the guy once, but he was so nice, and it was just, it's real. 63 is so young, man. Sid was. You know, this is one of those guys that you're never going to talk about wrestling like Ric Flair or like Shawn Michaels or Bryan Danielson in technical style, but he was big and imposing. He had charisma.
I've ever seen.
He had one of the best power bombs in the business.
Best power bomb, just the intensity and the whole thing he came up with the vest and the fucking curly chest hair and the weird look.
Yeah, and he came out with the fist bump and everything, you know.
But even like the psycho part, like what he did with his eyes and the music and everything just worked well.
When he was managed by Harvey Whippleman and they started putting the guys on the stretcher and then he would push the stretcher back into the ring. Like he would wheel, he was putting.
The promos from him I liked were the ones that he was quiet, not angry.
Yeah.
But with that intensity was just so intriguing that you couldn't look away.
Will be served.
And I actually didn't mind the name Sid Justice.
Mm-hmm. I'm Sid Justice, and Sid Justice rules this world.
Psycho Sid was always my favorite.
Yeah.
But even still, like when he was still going back before that heel and face thing or whatever, he's the one that got the Undertaker and everybody out of the Elizabeth and Randy Savage wedding when Jake threw the snake in there.
That's right.
He's the one that came in with the chair and got rid of him.
Joe Hendry in concert. America, stop.
Okay, stop. We're talking.
All right. Well, on that note, Vince, why don't you take it home? And actually, while you're doing it, we'll play this in the background. Go ahead, take us home.
All right, man. So thanks for tuning in once again to another edition of the War Report After Dark. We are here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. on Eastern Time. Daylight Savings Time doesn't come up till November, but it is on its way. But 9 p.m. Eastern Time on your favorite streaming social media platform, whether it's streaming on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube. Are we still on Twitter? I know we're on Steve's LinkedIn. We're on a whole bunch of different places. Our social media is at Tag Me a Date. That's all one word, Tag Me a Date with no spaces. That's where you'll find our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter, our TikTok, and most of our and our YouTube account as well. So type Tag Me a Date up into the search bar, and you will see our YouTube page come up. Hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when we go live on Facebook. If you use Twitch, it's twitch.tv/War Report. That's all one word, WARREPORT. And you can add us as a friend or a favorite on Twitch. regardless of where it is, you can go back and listen to some archives, and you can also just share it, like it, comment. All those things help us get more eyes on it. So it's not just the views, it's likes and comments and all that stuff. And if you did comment today, thank you so much for throwing your comments in. We always enjoy getting comments so we can help keep the discussion moving. And if you have any friends that you know are wrestling fans and might need a podcast to listen to, recommend the War Report. Send them the link, share the love. The more, the merrier. And last but not least, if you prefer an audio version instead of a video version of the podcast, you're in luck. Go to your favorite podcast app, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, and you can search for either Tag Me a Date or the War Report, or why don't you put both in there, the War Report, Tag Me a Date, and then you will see it pop up. There are 2 wrestling podcasts called the War Report, but we made sure it's nice and easy for you. The graphic and the written description will say Tag Me a Date in there. It'll mention Steve, it'll mention Vince, it'll mention the whole crew, so you know it's us. And you just have to hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast app, and it gets delivered in audio form within an hour of us going off the air. Ryan is nice enough to grab that MP3 file and shoot it out to all you fine folks. And that should do it for today. We'll be back again on Tuesday, next Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. for another edition of the War Report After Dark. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great one.